Hello Hyper Rare Raiders, I'm PokeTube and welcome back to the PokeTube studio. And as you already know, if you watched the very beginning of this video, it's going to be a good video today because you saw that I cracked that Celebi, I cracked that Blaine's Charizard from those horrid degree grading cases, and that just means we're getting them regraded. And I have them right here, and I also even sent in two other cards that you've seen previously on this channel that I sent in with those two. And we went with, well, I should start off with this. Those cards got such bad grades because Degree said they had dents or creases in them. I had no knowledge of dents or creases in them before I sent them in. I cracked them out. Again, looked over them for at least a good hour, I would say, a good hour, and they were flawless. There was no dents, no creases. I had friends that I know personally that I consider close to experts look them over. No creases, no dents. They had no reasoning why they got that. But anyways, we're done with Degree. We're past them. We don't have to worry about them anymore. I popped them out. I got them regraded through my new local grading company, Tcgc, Trading Card Grading Company. Yes, they're here local to me, so I was able to actually bring them into them and go, please grade these, kind people. It was awesome. I've never been able to do it. Please, if you have time, I put a link to their website in my description below. Go check them out. You'll get to see what their cases look like and what their grading system looks like. I don't know the grades. You don't know the grades. We're going to find those all out together in this episode. But please go check out the website. If you decide to get something graded, because we had a really good reveal today, please let them know that PokeTube Tyler sent you. That would be humongous. That'd be huge for this channel and and growing this Pokemon community and helping us all grow together as the Hyper Rare Raiders. That'd be huge if you could just say, hey, PokeTube Tyler sent me. I like what you guys do over at that company, TCGC, Trading Card Grading Company. All right. Oh, actually, before we get into that, just a reminder, we're only like 15 subscribers away, but we're giving away this PSA Charizard from Hidden Fates once we hit 1,800 subscribers. All right, now let's get into it right meow. All right, so as you can see, I have it all wrapped up here. Obviously, it's not in a box because I just hand brought them in and was able to go pick them up. But we don't want to reveal the grades, so we have to wrap them up in this. There's no reason for them to put in a shipping box if they're not actually shipping them. So I got 4 cards here. Like I said, 2 of them are the cards that you saw me pop out of those Degree grading cases, and now they sent 2 more in that we've all seen on this channel, and I'm hoping we get a good return. I sent in a mixture of quality on the 2 that I sent in, and so hopefully we can get a rough basis on where and how they grade and how they see things to make sure that we get good scale of grading quality. All right, let's get into it here. This first card, I'm gonna pull out. Hopefully it's backwards. Yes. Okay. So, oh, we got a light red label. This means it's a Charizard because I know what I sent in, and you can choose the colors, and I chose a lighter red for a Charizard. This is an English card, obviously, so it's not the Japanese Blaine's Charizard. It is a different Charizard that I sent in, and let's see if hopefully I can cover up the grade. Yes, okay. So it is the Charizard X card, level X card. If you saw this card, you would have seen it in the eBay, the Pokemon collection that I bought off eBay. I said this card right here pays for the whole purchase on its own, and I got a huge collection of Pokemon cards in that. This one card right here paid for it on its own. In a PSA 10, I saw them sell for about over $1,000 for a PSA 10. I don't think it's a PSA 10, don't get me wrong, but it was in really good shape, so we can still pull a good grade. Let's go over it real quick. Centering on this is perfect in the front, in my opinion. Again, surface is it's always gonna be really hard to look at the surface now after it's already in the case. Let's flip it over and check out the back here. Check the corners, edges, and centering on the back. So again, on the back, centering I say is perfect. So I mean, that doesn't mean it's gonna get 10, but corners here, there's one tiny little speck there very minuscule. That corner looks perfect. This corner has maybe a tiny little speck in it. And that corner looks perfect. I would give the corners at least a 9.5. My personal opinion, maybe even a 10. Because those literally, I don't even know if you can even count those. Those are so minuscule. Edges here, one little mark right there, one little minuscule mark right there, and again, centering on the back is great. Surface, again, can never really tell. Hopefully I'm covering up the grade here. So centering, I would give it a 10, but maybe a 9.5, because you never know what people can find when they look under a microscope. Surface, I'm gonna stick with a 9 just to be safe, because from my knowledge is I think the surface was pretty darn nice, but I don't want to give it a 10 and then get let down. Corners, I'm gonna give a 9.5, and then edges, I'm gonna give that maybe an 8.5, 9, because there was on one side there was a decent, not decent, I shouldn't say that, but there was a little bit of whitening, and then there's a very minuscule little whitening on the other side. So but like, yeah, at least a 9 on the edges, I would say, actually. So let's see what we get. I'm projecting maybe a 8.5, 9 on this card. We got a 9. We got a Tcgc 9. And I want to go over these cases a little bit, because I looked up their website. I knew what kind of roughly what we're getting into. And my favorite cases up until these were always CGC. I love the way the CGCs looked. Beckett's were very similar to CGC, and I feel like this is kind of like an in-between of a Beckett and a CGC. So I love the clear, very readable casing. And the main thing I want to talk about is the labeling here, and we'll go into the subgrades there as well. And that's another thing too, is Tcgc offers subgrades with all their labels. A lot of companies don't offer them at all, or you have to pay extra to get the subgrades. They offer it on all their labeling, and I think subgrades for any company is a must, because it kind of makes them accountable for what they're grading. If like they give you, say, a 10, but you don't know if they all scored a 10, or you don't know if how they actually got that 10, or if maybe they're just giving you a 10 to give you a 10 to hopefully get more business. This, adding the subgrades, you get to see kind of where or how they marked it to get that grade. So that's why I think subgrades are a must, and I think it's really important when they offer them, and they even give it to you for free, because I think that makes them accountable for it. That's just my personal opinion. Any company, not just Tcgc's. I know that CGC offers it, but you have to pay extra. Beckett, you have to pay extra. PSA doesn't do it. SGC doesn't do it. There's a lot of companies that won't do it at all, but I feel like they are important for when it comes to making the company accountable for how they grade the cards and how that card got that grade. Anyways, besides the point, just want to throw that out there. Labeling on these things are absolutely beautiful in my opinion. There's a lot of companies, the labels are honestly very boring and bland, and I'm sorry, PSA, I think your labels are very boring and bland. But there's also the opposite, where a company, usually a smaller end company, tries to make their labels over the top, and it's just to the point where it's obnoxious. I feel like Tcgc's are kind of right in the middle, where it's perfect, where you add some color in like this. It's not over the top coloring though, and it adds a little bit of a flair, but it doesn't make it over the top. And I feel like that's the perfect kind of label, in my opinion. I love their labels. And when you go in and submit your cards, you get to choose what color label and what kind of label and everything. You can do more customization if you want to, but I do love their labels. I feel like it's the right in between of not too much, but also not bland and boring. Anyways, check this out. We got past all that, the pitch of why I really like their cases. But anyways, corners got a 9. I think I said like a 9. I think it maybe even a 10. Edges got a 9. Yeah, we know that because we saw the 2 marks. Surfaces got a 9. I said a 9 just to be safe, because we cannot see the scratches. And then centering got a 9.5. I thought it had perfect centering. 9.5, I'll take it, because like I said, once you get it under a microscope, you don't know. But we got a beautiful Charizard level X 9 mint, and I will say I love these cases. But the real question is when we get to those ones that we cracked out of the case, and I eventually will get all the rest of these ones from Degree cracked out and re-graded through a different company, hopefully Tcgc. All right, so we got the light blue labeling, which means it's a Blastoise. All right, so as you can see, this Blastoise is from the same Pokemon collection eBay video. This Blastoise was, oh man, it's bad. It looks like someone, honestly, back in the day, maybe a kid, you know, back in like 1999. This is a base set unlimited Blastoise. Tried ripping it in half. Oh, ouch. Ow. I'm hurting myself. Anyways, tried ripping it in half from right here, and then right down here. But for some reason, gave up at that point and didn't do it from the top. It's horrible, because I feel like the centering on this is actually pretty nice. It is definitely off from top to bottom, but side to side is not bad at all. It's a little off maybe from right to left, but I would give it like a solid 8.5 on centering in my opinion. The surface on it, I mean, there is a little bit of scratching and everything, and of course once you try to rip it in half anyways, the surface is toast, so there's that. And let's flip it over here again. On the back, centering is way off from top to bottom. Actually, I'm going down to like maybe a 7.5, maybe definitely 8 at most on the centering. But centering again, side to side is great. And honestly, the surface is probably not bad until you get to the points where they try to rip it in half. Anyways, what it comes down to is this is a very beloved card in my opinion, and I just felt so bad for it, and I feel like we needed to save it by putting it in a case. But the edges, otherwise, I mean, there's lots of whitening around the edges. Corners, there's whitening on all the corners, but they're honestly not like horrendous to the point where, like, you know, like someone tried ripping it in half from that point. Anyways, but yeah, the corners have lots of whitening. The only thing that's valuable or saving this card is honestly the centering, but I totally expect a 1 on this. But I just wanted to also send this one in, a card that's in this bad of shape, just to see where they are on the grading scale. You know, if obviously we get like a 5, like, okay, there's something wrong with this. So that was my point of sending in this one, and plus I just wanted to save this poor Blastoise so it wouldn't get ruined anymore. And plus, I think it's hilarious to put it in my collection and maybe have it on my display. But anyways, let's see what we got. I project a 1. Okay, we got a 2. Let's check again. This nice blue labeling. I love the labeling. I love the yellow there. Corners got a 1.5 expected. Like I said, pretty good whitening on there. Edges got a 1 expected. Surface got a 1, and then centering they gave it a 7. So that is what saved it to give it a tremendous 2 instead of a 1. But yeah, that's the only thing that's, like I said, totally expected a horrible grade. Like I said, if we were getting a 5 on this, okay, we know there's something wrong with Tcgc. They shouldn't be in the grading company, obviously. But this makes it kind of obvious, and, you know, they hit me hard. You know, corners 1.5 was the best besides the centering, but the centering is the only thing that you really can't change. Like, centering on it is honestly not horrible. It's not a miscut, so you can't really just give it a 1. But yeah, I mean, every other aspect respectively, 1.5, 1, and 1. Yeah. But nice little Blastoise here in a beautiful, beautiful case that I'm proud to put on my shelving. All right, but that only leaves 2 cards left, and that means it's got to be one of the ones that we cracked out of the degree grading, in which we have the Celebi. And when I went into this, I did not tell him that, you know, it was regraded. I didn't tell him I cracked it out of a case or anything, and I didn't tell him what grade it was. So we're just getting another professional opinion on this grading, and if it gets another bad grade, then I'm just probably gonna leave it, or, you know, give it to one of the kids or something. But this is a special card to me because it was given to me from a friend, and I love Celebi, so this is why it's kind of a special card, and that's why it kind of hit me so hard when it got that bad grade. Yeah, so and I get it. But the centering on this one is, in my opinion, is fantastic centering on the front. Maybe just a teeny bit off from right. No, I think the centering is like a 10 on the front, in my opinion. Centering on the back. Centering on the back is perfect centering. Let's check out the corners here. That corner is perfect. That corner is perfect. That corner might have one tiny little minuscule thing, but I've seen, I mean, that corner is practically perfect in my opinion. That corner, it looks perfect. Surface, again, another one of those things where we're not going to be able to really tell, but I'm going to give it a 9 again, just to be safe, even though I think the surface from when I was looking at it before was pretty nice. And then Edges, again, turn it back over here. Edges look extremely nice on this as well. I cannot see really any whitening. Trying to tell here. It's always harder once it's in the case, but yeah, I mean, I would say perfect edges. So I would say perfect corners, perfect edges, and then centering looks perfect to me. I don't know. I know I gave this before when we sent the degree. I said I projected a 9. I'm gonna stick with the 9 that I said because that's just what I said before. Let's see what we got. We got a 9.5 through Tcgc. Oh man, that feels good. That just reevaluates my opinion and everyone else's opinion that I asked before getting it regraded again, that wasn't messed up. Oh man, that feels really good. Corners got a 10, like I said, like I projected. Centering got a 9.5. Okay. Yeah, it might be a little off from right to left. I was gonna say that, but then I didn't. But I don't know. Centering looks really nice, but it's a 9.5. I mean, you have to get it under the microscope and be in that, you know, in their building to really get the deepest, closest look. Edges got a 9.5. I said a 10 on that as well, and then surface got an 8.5 actually. All right, so we got 10, 9.5, 9.5, and an 8.5. So there must have been some scratches or something that I didn't see, or some kind of scratches on in the hollow, which is more than likely where it was at. But yeah, a 9.5 Tcgc Celebi. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna stop the video right here because we just revealed the Celebi, and I just want to say, like, I understand that there's so many factors that can go into a card getting a really bad grade or a really good grade. Like for instance, someone can go into work, they're having a really crummy day, and they're angry, and they're giving cards a lot of bad grades that don't deserve a bad grade. Or it could be the opposite, where they're having a really good day and a lot of cards that don't really deserve a really good grade get a good grade. And I do not consider myself an expert in any way of grading cards, but I've graded a lot of the cards, and I feel like I can get a rough basis where a card stands and what it deserves. And I can usually be within, I think, in my personal opinion, 2 points of where a card stands. And that's why one of my Charizard got a 6.5 through PSA and then a 6 through SGC. I was like, there's no reason for this. And I eventually got a 8 through Tcgc, in which Tcgc is well known to be one of the harder grading companies. So I know I'm not crazy, and like degree, I feel like really just dropped the ball on that one. And there's obviously not a lot of backup and a lot of I guess observing or second checks on those grades. Like they really dropped the ball on that one. And I'm not here just to bash degree, but it literally took a lot out of me. I was literally burnt out. I was depressed from that whole thing, because like I said, I have some of these cards do actually have a lot of meaning to me, and then that just took a lot out of me. It took a lot of my energy and a lot of my enthusiasm to continue making high quality videos on YouTube. And that's why I feel like my quality dropped a little bit, and that's why I had to make that video talking about taking mental health days and stuff, because it wasn't all because of that, obviously, but that did not contribute well to it. So anyways, I'm just super thrilled about getting this 9.5, getting a grade that I feel like this card truly deserved, and gives my friend the respect that he deserved for gifting this to me, knowing that, and knowing that Celebi is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I was just super thrilled to add this card to my collection. And then when it came back with the grade that it did with degree, I was like, is kind of just disgusted about it. So just want to throw this out there. Wanted to stop the video and just explain a little bit that I understand that factors can go into it, but you have to put emotions aside if you are in a professional setting, in a professional company that's supposed to be professionally grading cards. Just wanted to throw that out there. Now let's get back to the last card here, which is the Blaine's Charizard. That makes me feel really good. Really good to see this turnaround here. All right, and then obviously this is gonna be the Blaine's Charizard here. Centering on that is definitely off a little bit from top to bottom, off from right to left. Surface, again, I'm gonna just go with 9 to be safe. But I mean, again, I don't think the surface is bad at all, or perfect of anything, but definitely on the back, off on the centering from top to bottom. Check out the corners here. There's a tiny little white speck right down there. That could be the corner or the edge. Looks like there might be one little mark right there on the edge, but this corner looks perfect. That corner looks perfect. And that corner might have one little mark, but it's in the white, so it's kind of hard to tell there, but I would say that corner looks perfect. And I don't know if they're going to count that as a little nick in the corner or on the edges. So I'm going to count it on the edge because it's more on the edge of the, to me than the corner. So I'm going to give the edging, in my opinion, 9.5, corners 10, surface we're going 9, and then centering, I would say 8.5 for the centering. Maybe an 8 for the centering because it's not the best centering. But let's see what we get here. Blaine's Charizard, Japanese. We got a mint 9. Thank you, Tcgc. All right, so corners got 9.5. I think I said 10 for the corners in my opinion, but it did have a little mark that was hard to tell if it was edge or corner. But edge has got a 9, so hard to tell there. Centering got an 8.5. Ooh, I said 8. I guessed 8.5 for the centering, and then surface got an 8.5. And I guessed a 9 to be safe on this. On the surface. But regardless, I'm so happy with this grade. Again, these labels are just amazing looking. If you can see back here, that's their website. Even though it's in the description below, please go check them out. I think the grading there is fair and it accurate. You know, they didn't give me any perfect 10s, which is disappointing, but that's okay. I'm gonna be giving them some cards that have a fighting chance for perfect 10. But like I said, I love the subgrades. It makes them accountable for how they're grading it. Beautiful, beautiful looking cards there. But like I said, I'm gonna repeat it. I am so thrilled with this. Please, if you go and make an order through them, just tell them the PokeTube sent you. Let's help this channel grow. Let's support a local company here that I hope can stay around for a really long time, and I can get a whole bunch more cards graded and then share it with all of you, and we can get reveal all these grades together. I'm so happy with the way these look. The cases are immaculate. The labels are amazing looking, and just everything. And I feel like the grading is fair, and I think it's probably one of my favorite looking cases. I will say that it's my favorite looking cases out of all grading cases. And don't get me wrong, I love Tcgc's look and I love Beckett's looks, but these labels are really, really cool, and I feel like that's what really does it for me. Anyways, if you like this video and can't wait for more, to see more submissions, please hit that subscribe button. At 1,800 subscribers, we're giving away this PSA Charizard from Hidden Fates, and we're only like 15 subscribers away, so smack that subscribe button if you haven't already. I know a lot of you watching this are still not subscribed, so do it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and as always, Thunder Punch that notification bell. Thank you.